Okay, so we're back. Here's a box that may look familiar to you. Got a small PSA reveal for you today, and as you can tell by some of the cards that are in the background, um, I try to give you leading indicators. This episode or this reveal is all 1971 Topps baseball. So I had sent a bunch to SGC and sent a bunch to PSA. Little diversification, a little experiment, right, to see how they grade. I think the SGCs, they came back mostly between a 6 and an 8. So I was hoping that meant PSA would come back, mostly from 7 to 9, right? Because PSA is tougher. SGC is tougher on the vintage cards, but that was not the case. So we'll go through. This was 14 cards in the order. Two of them are not in slabs, as you can see by this little cardboard that I'm pulling out. We'll go through the whole thing. I had more of the bigger cards, the more valuable cards in this order as opposed to the ones I sent to SGC. All right, so like I said, a couple of guys came back. They didn't get slabbed for one reason or another. The one reason being they didn't meet the minimum size requirement. I don't know how consistent PSA is with measuring the cards. Whether they measured all the cards in this order or not. But these two came back as not meeting the minimum size. It's a Larry Boa and a Willie Stargell. So. Let's take. I'm going to take this out of the sleeve for you because this Larry Boa card is a really cool card. It has the rookie cup and it's pretty well centered. So I think I'll just send this back to PSA in my next order of old vintage cards for grading. Here's a Willie Stargell, another pretty big card. This didn't meet the minimum size, and now that I'm looking at this, it's really poorly cut from top to bottom, so maybe I won't send this back, but let me know in the comments whether you think I should send it back to PSA along with that Larry Boa. I'd be curious to hear your opinion. So let's get into the cards that were graded. I'm going to keep them off the screen and start with the playoffs with Jim Palmer mowing them down. This guy's came back as a 6. It's quite a bit off left to right. But just such a cool card. Palmer had a great pitching motion and was so fluid. If you ever watched him pitch, you were lucky. It was kind of a privilege to be able to do so. Next card is another playoff. In this case, Orioles Celebrate. This one got a 6. Right? We'll put him back here by the almost equivalent SGC, which got a 7. It's interesting. The SGC card's graded higher than almost all of these. Here's a rookie John Lowenstein, 5. There's always dust on these things. I've got to get rid of. Next. How about a Fergie Jenkins, Hall of Fame pitcher? Came back a 6. Pretty card. I mean, when you look at how beautiful that card is. I'm actually surprised this one got a 6. Although, I guess maybe I'm getting bit by the top to bottom centering. Tony Oliva, quite a great hit, another great hitter. This one came back a 5. I think if you look closer at this, you'll see the corners are a little rougher than some of the others we've seen before. This is one of my favorite cards in the set. It's definitely going in the PC. Brooks Robinson came back a 5. Beautiful, like really well framed. So I like this card a lot. I was hoping this would come back. I would hope this would come back in a grade that would make me have to debate what to do with it, but it didn't. So 5, we'll just stick with it. Juan Marichal, Hall of Famer, PSA 6. Who's next? We're getting into some of the more common guys. There's a Rich Reese, 5.5. And I've got a few left. I think here's Denny Doyle, former Phillies and Red Sox second baseman. Didn't really do much with the bat, but was a pretty slick fielder back in the day. Should spread these out. Make sure that Marichal and Brooks are seen in the foreground. All right, let me move these around a little bit. So here's Jake Gibbs. This was the last card in the order. Big clunker. Probably shouldn't have sent this in. Got a 4. At least it happened on him and not any of the the prior big guys like Brooks Robinson and Juan Marichal. Great action shot though. So here are the last 2 cards in the order, but I think continuing on that action shot theme, look at this Joe Torre. I mean, the coolest, some of these cards had some of the most amazing action shots. This one came back a 6. One of the great players in the history of baseball, combo player / manager, Joe Torre. So, and then the last card in this order, another great player / manager combo, although I'm not sure how much success he had as a manager. In this case, Ted Williams. Now, I thought, because he was a bit of a miserable, crotchety man, right? The fact that they had him smiling, I thought should have given this a PSA 8 immediately off the bat. That should have been the baseline. But a 5.5 nonetheless. EX plus for Ted Williams. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a little off the beaten path, right? 1971 Topps Baseball. I have a big 1980s order at PSA that just went into assembly yesterday, actually. So probably 2 weeks away from getting that in hand. But, at least we'll have that coming your way. I'm going to need to break that up into a few parts because there's over 100 cards in it. That's about it. Have a happy Thanksgiving, folks. Stay safe and stay well out there. And we will talk again soon. Bye.